Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, featured right here on the TNI Network. This is Trent Love, my co-host, J-Bone and Mark, and this is the TNI Throwback NWA-TNA number 60 review for the Asylum. We're back in the Asylum, gentlemen. Back in the Asylum. I'm a little off. I just took a nap. I'm a little off. My intro was off. Totally off right there.
I was in a very, very heavy, intense treehouse session to get through the main event immediately before this, so I'm like right there with you, but different.
Yeah, is that what that smell is?
J-Bone, we are basically abdicating any responsibility and saying this episode is all on you. Go, J-Bone!
This episode brought to you by J-Bone.
I
you ready?
just finished off like 6 lollipops, so I'm ready to go.
Oh. We don't know what's in those lollipops either. He still won't tell us what he gets in there. But back in the Asylum, guys, this is Throwback Thursday. It's a throwback show. 60 weeks we've done this. We are on episode 60 of the Asylum show. J-Bone,
60 episodes.
How you liking it, man? How are you enjoying it? These are all first run for J-Bone. This is the first run. How you liking
this? I'm loving doing this, but this episode, and this is Mark and I were talking about this right before you hopped in here.
Yeah.
This episode was wonky as hell. The main event saved it, though. The main event saved it. This one actually made me feel like I was watching 2000 WCW, and it was actually like one of the reasons why I stopped watching towards the very end.
Really? Wow. Yeah. I'm curious. I personally enjoyed all the action on this. This was
the action was fine, but like that's one thing that Mark said to me, and I agree. It's like every match had some kind of like false finish or run in or something.
Six out of seven matches had interference or false finish.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. And that like halfway through, I was like, I started to feel it, and I was like, what does this feel like? And then I was like, oh yeah, I know what this feels like. This feels like WCW.
and I'm like a halfway on that because I was a big WCW guy all the way to the bitter end. So I love the brawls and the manic craziness. But I did not enjoy this episode as much as like since about 53, I think it was, where this really picked up. Because it was so much shenanigans and wonkiness, it became exhausting by the end.
Yeah, like if you had a couple here and there, like okay, for example, we'll get into all this in a second, but just for example, like if you kept it to like Kid Cash running in on Abyss, and like maybe one other one, but like almost every freaking match had a Jeff Jarrett run in, and he went through 20 guitars in this episode. It's like that
stage segment where he bonks Gilberti for no reason. Like
yes, oh my god,
dude, this whole episode was my notes are just so and so runs in, so and so shows up, so and so hits so and so with interference from so and so shows up, so and so runs in. It's like, god dang, it's exhausting.
He was in stuff a lot. Go ahead.
Jarrett basically was the Oprah Winfrey of this episode. You get a guitar. You get a guitar. You get a guitar.
It's more fun when you put it that way.
He was shoehorned into a lot of segments here. I agree with that, because I was like, man, I'm like, there was some where I was like, where did he come from? Like, what does he even have to do with this? But
it felt like the episodes in the 20s.
But he got popped every time they popped for him, like every time he did it.
This is a weird crowd too. I want to talk about that crowd in a second too. Very weird crowd on this one. Who they booed, who they cheered.
Dude, Raven, so over.
Raven super over, but so like they booed Jarrett at one point too. Yeah. But after like the fifth run in, but like a lot of stuff going on. I got that in the notes for sure, and we'll talk about that. But no, very interesting. Yeah, a lot of notes on this one. This one had a lot to track, So
yeah,
it's gonna be fun to talk about. So this was August 27th, 2003. This was summertime as well. I would ask Bill what he was doing, but Bill's not here. But I was on my buddy Dave's couch watching this show, forking $10 over, eating Chinese food or pizza, hanging out with him on a Wednesday night. J-Bone, what's going on in your world? August 27th, 2003.
August, oh God.
It's like every week he's like, "Oh my god, I can't
something
remember
illegal."
It's a struggle. It really is. I'm like, okay, it's like the end of summer. Yeah, it's the end of summer. It's not
a big blur.
It is. It's so that's.
What about you, Mark?
That decade was rough.
Let's go to Mark. What about Mark?
August 27th, 2003. So I'm still in the West Chase area, Houston. I'm not forking over $10 for this because I have the clone card for my satellite dish. I'm really heavy into Neo Geo collecting at this point. And this is right before the last King of Fighters for the home cartridge system, King of Fighters 2013, comes out. So I'm going to guess that I'm saving my money for it and have pre-ordered King of Fighters 2003 somewhere right around this time.
You're speaking German to me right now. I don't know what the
hell Neo Geo.
I know Neo Geo, but everything else you said after that, I'm blank on that.
Someone in the chat is like, "Fuck yeah, me too. I remember that." So,
I want to say, at the top of the show, I want to give a rest in peace to Jim Crockett Jr., who was probably one of the most legendary promoters of all time.
Oh, yeah.
There's a tie in here because Jim Crockett, NWA president twice, of the most popular territory, I'd say. It kind of the actions of Crockett, Jim Crockett Promotions basically led into TNA in a sense too. The NWA obviously carried in. There's an influence of Jim Crockett's work in TNA, so it wasn't NWA territory. He was an NWA promoter. So that's very sad loss. 76 years old, Jim Crockett Jr. passed away. So good guy. He's not. It's funny. He had been out of the limelight for a while. Recently started popping back up thanks to Conrad Thompson. He did StarCast, and then recently he just I want to say 2 months ago, they just released a 4-hour sit down with him that Conrad did. It was like a tell-all interview, and it was like a premium thing behind a paywall, but apparently it was super worth it. And like I'm saying, just 2 months ago, so it's very fresh. But I'm glad he got that out there before he passed. So I'm curious to watch that, and I'd like to check that out. But rest in peace, Jim Crockett. That was a sad loss. So good tributes coming in from all the older guys today from the old days. Yeah. But there's a couple of birthdays today, I think, too, J-Bone. You got those you got any birthday notes? I know I think it's Crowbar's birthday.
Oh, I saw someone in the chat say it's Crazy Steve's birthday.
Crazy Steve's birthday?
Yeah. Sarah Stock.
Sarah Stock's birthday.
Sarah Stock.
Impact alumni, yeah. So happy birthday to all those folks. But
there's someone else said another one. I'm trying to look for it right now. I'm not seeing it.
A couple Impact birthdays. Cool. Very nice. But yeah, that's it. So, rest in peace, Jim Crockett. That was a sad story. But guys, also real quick, if you missed Tuesday's show, we had Willie Mack on. Willie Mack dropped the soundbite of all soundbites on J-Bone on Tuesday. You'll have to go listen to it to find out. But J-Bone is still scarred from it. It's only been 2 days. J-Bone, how you holding up with it?
I believe the hashtag is booty cheek hair.
Booty cheek hair. Clap those booty cheeks.
Yeah, booty cheek hair.
I'm waxing everything. I just no.
He gave J-Bone the advice how to fix the bald problem, and it has to do with shaving his booty cheeks. So you gotta listen to the soundtrack or the interview. I should say. Check that out.
It was a wild one.
If I actually did that and put that hair on my head, I would look like Larry from the Three Stooges on meth.
But let's jump in, guys. Let's do this one. This is episode number 60, August 27, 2003. Back at the sound. The recap video to begin with is awesome, by the way. I love this recap video. The music. Mark, you texted me about the music. I want you to talk about this.
I think the music is so perfect. What you texted back is so true. That's kind of missing in wrestling now. You get a lot of
original music. Yeah.
Yeah, it just is very atmospheric for the time. And I know it sounds like if you were watching this for the first time, I'm sure J-Bone's watching this going, my God. But I don't know. It's very atmospheric and it just reminds you of that time period in wrestling and what this was like. I don't know. That's my favorite part of the video packages that open the show every week. I don't even care I'm watching every week, so I don't really care about the video package itself. I'm there for the music. It's badass.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's cinematic, sometimes it's dun dun dun. It's
I love it. It's always good and entertaining and in a hokey fun way.
What I said in the to Mark back, J-Bone, was that we're so like nowadays, all they use are like real songs, you know, they use like a band's real song.
Right.
And it's a song that the band released on an album or whatever. In those days, the music was made for wrestling only. It was like done by Jim Johnston, you know, early on, in-house guys. And you wouldn't hear that music anywhere else. Like it wouldn't be like driving around going, oh, that's so-and-so's theme music. It's like, no, that was, it was on the radio. It was in this world of wrestling. Yeah. That's where it was cheesy, but you loved it. You have a special place in your heart because when you hear certain guys' music, you're like, oh shit, you know, like, fuck yeah, Mr. Perfect's theme song, you know, things like that. So,
just kind of
good.
I was just saying, and now you hear a theme song, you can look it up, and you can find it on somebody's list on Spotify.
Yeah.
You can download it on Amazon as a single. You can find it all iTunes, YouTube. It made music's everywhere now.
It was like its own little thing in its own little world, you know, and that's what made it cool.
Yeah, and it extends to the music and the video packages and the background stuff backstage when they're interviewing. The whole thing just has a very particular like oral aesthetic to it that's fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
But this video package definitely had a lot of it. It was a great video package to open up with. I like the recap. It was good to get the recap. A very that dramatic that sound that JB always uses for these videos. That you know, like dramatic, like something's crescendoing. Something's gonna happen. Oh my god, you know, like
Raven's bloody in every shot.
Right. We go right to a matchup. We open up right away. New church. It's new church-ish. It's franchise / and Sinn taking on the 3 Live Crew. Before that, though, Konnan goes pre-match. He does the classic WCW, you know, the Orale promo. So it's just kind of fun, huh? That was I mean, if you're a WCW fan, this is cool. The crowd popped. Crowd was really good.
This whole new 3 Live Crew thing it's like one of the hottest things going. The crowd loves them. They're like 3 of the biggest baby faces in there. You know, you got a former NWA champion. You got somebody that used to be a DX. You got one of the greatest lucha libre, legends in there. So yeah, it's crazy.
The crowd is super into it. Like they're all crazy into this. Because again, you're reminding people of WCW at this point. You know, they're like feeling that old, like that's familiar.
We're back in the cut. We're serious, like a late period.
Yeah, there you go. But
where's my hose at? Oh, whatever.
But like it was the crowd loved it. They ate it up. Great way to start the show too. Gets everybody hyped. But crowd's down. Now that lady in the front row, is that the same lady as last week with Shane Douglas? Who was John with him?
I don't think so.
Not the same. It's a different one. There's a couple, but that one you're talking about, she was sitting in another section right behind TNA and West, I believe.
That's why I don't think these are plants. It's like, what did you get out of it? There's no mileage out of it.
I think what we're starting to find are regulars now.
Regulars, right? Yeah,
they're just starting to pop up. Sometimes they feel like plants, man. There are some signs too where I'm like, man, there's no way they could have known that. Like, you know, when somebody shows up or something like that. I don't know.
But like this lady jawing would like Bill is convinced that they're a plant. Like, oh, that one lady last week was a plan.
I thought the lady John at Douglas was a plan too.
But I don't know. But like, it's not like you got anything out of it. You know, there's no benefit of the plan.
You get that minute of TV time. I don't know. I don't know what they were looking for.
I don't know.
You know, I don't. You know.
Maybe they're rats. Who knows, man?
She's like, you left your fucking shoes in my hotel room. She's yelling at him. But I don't know. I mean, she jaws with him at the beginning, but. Mitchell's on commentary. That little trouble getting him going on commentary, but they finally got it. But it turned to a big schmoz. The Gathering comes in. Punk and De Niro come in to attack. The new church, all hell breaks loose.
Yay,
no contest.
Yeah, no contest to start the show. It was a horrible thing. It turned me sour right away.
Weird way to start the show because you don't want to start with a no contest. But either that or you start with like you did last week. You did the brawl. You start with a huge brawl. That's fine.
That's what they should have done. There should have been no match. It should have just been going.
I love that brawl.
Yeah, it was.
If anybody in the chat remembers this, guys, there was the most famous episodes of Impact later on was the 20-minute Chaos Brawl. Do you guys know about this? The Chaos Brawl that happened? This was voted like one of the best moments of Impact history. There was a episode where around the Impact Zone, there's brawls, just start like fights. Every feud that was going on had broke into a fight around the arena, in the back, in the concourse, in the ticket booth area, in the ring. And there was police trying to break it all up. Security, and Mike Tyson's like, "Oh my God, who's fighting now?" It was the Impact Chaos Brawl is one of the most famous segments of Impact history. I swear to God, I'll try to find the episode it's on. If one of the guys, if Critical Sting's in the chat, I'm sure he can probably tell us the episode. But if
it's
you guys
Thursday, Rex will know what's up.
Rex, if you remember that one, it's the Chaos Brawl, and it was like everybody in the roster broke into a fight. And it was like 20 minutes of like, cameras over here. Oh my God. And the police are coming in.
Did it open the show with like a non-commercial segment?
It ended the show, actually. It ended the show, I believe.
And it was a long ending segment.
It was so much fun. So much. It's worth a surge on the Impact Plus. But that's a way. I mean, that's something how you can catch people's eye. But no contest, nothing too crazy on this. But we go to the back, guys. And it's not Scott Hudson over here this week.
Where's Bill?
I don't know where Bill is.
Bill.
Remind me, he might pop in. He's on his way back from the airport. But remind me, let's bring it up. As soon as he gets in,
yes.
Let's bring up no Scott Hudson. But it's Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor. Random. The Red Rooster, Terry Taylor.
Who's this guy?
Why not? And he's with Trinity.
He is.
I mean, that's a great way to debut.
Terry ends up becoming an executive for the company down the line. He goes back and forth like 4 times, and nobody realized. He goes WWF, goes back to TNA, back. He's there. He's in NXT now, I believe. He went back and forth a lot, like 4 times.
I know he was in FCW and the inception of NXT. How long he's been there, I don't know. I don't know if he's still there or not. Because every once in a while he'd pop in on, a segment.
Oh, you would?
Oh yeah. Like somebody goes in the office and there he is, and they're talking to him about So he kind of played an authority figure a little bit, like he was somebody, but it was never like super like, oh, he's the GM or something. So
gotcha. I mean, Terry Taylor, a lot of people like, you remember the Red Rooster, which was a disaster gimmick, but he is one of the better wrestlers of the old days, Mid-South territory. Terry Taylor was fantastic.
Oh, I loved Terry Taylor when he was the Red Rooster when I was a little kid. Yeah, I loved it. That goofy red mohawk, man.
Yeah.
It was.
He actually, if you see some of his stuff from the Mid-South Coliseum and whatnot, not the Mid-South, sorry. Mid-South Wrestling. He's fantastic, man. He was like a really good wrestler. So check his stuff out from the the Superdome in Louisiana, New Orleans. Mm-hmm. He had a great match against Ric Flair. I think went an hour, which is a classic match.
I know that match. I've seen that Superdome match. I mean, not off the top of my head, but I know I've seen that match.
Yeah, it's a great. I have it on a DVD on a compilation. It's a fantastic match. Mir knows about that brawl. He's pointing out in the chat. So Mir knows, that Chaos Brawl. Yeah, Murky. Yeah, Rex is saying it too. It had guns. I'm telling you guys, the cops are drawing guns on the guys. It is a wild moment.
Zach Boniford put the link for it in the chat. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Footage of TNA Riot. It's on the Impact Wrestling YouTube channel.
Okay, it's he said it's only the 3-minute version. It's a 20-minute segment, by the way.
It's ridiculous. There's security footage, the black and white footage. There's stuff next to the ring. There's stuff outside with cops.
Jay, see if you can find what the date of that episode was. And we'll encourage everybody to go on their Impact Plus, especially Mark. I want you to go check this out.
This says August 5th, 2009. So I don't know if that's accurate to when it could be actually came out.
Okay, cool.
So peak years. Peak 2009.
2009 was one of the greatest years of TNA.
That's literally right before Hogan showed up.
The big shift.
Right before the end.
It's 09 is one of the best years of TNA, honestly. All right, so we go from that. So Siaki and Trinity said he's burying D'Lo's career tonight, and I think he's got the hearse back, and he's instructing them like, "Back up, guys, right here." And Terry Taylor's like, "Well, you better hurry up because your match is in the ring right now." And I love this shot because Siaki kind of he's literally like, "Oh shit, I gotta go," and it's that continuous camera. He takes off the shoe. He's like, "Shit!" He runs in, and the camera picks him up, just coming right in for the match through the crowd.
Yeah,
I love that stuff. It just seems so real to me.
It makes it feel real. Yeah,
it just felt so cool because it's like he's busy doing something. Like your match is up. He's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta run my match." It's not so clean. This is a fight. It's a fight. It doesn't have to be so clean. I love that though. I thought that came off so cool. Little things like that just add so much to the show. But he comes in, D'Lo's in there. Pretty standard match, Jay. I don't think it was anything too crazy. It was just it was a fight. Just a pretty good fight. Not a whole lot of wrestling, just more of a fight.
I had a really bad feeling going into this one, and the reason is because Siaki's been in the process of a whole new chapter, trying to break out, trying to individual. I mean, he's still tied to certain people in the company. This is all post-sex stuff, and
usually people have a cigarette.
He's walking around with Trinity. I'd be smoking a pack every 5 minutes. But
caught him off guard with that one, Mark. I got Jay a little nervous with that one.
I just start thinking about these Trinity segments. I just,
it's not even go there right now.
Lost a few more hairs off the top of my head.
Did you guys see Willie's reaction when I was falling back in love with Trinity all over again? He bug-eyed me like, "Oh shit, look at this guy." He looked at me like I was nuts.
I love that Willie was chilling in the chat all night long and didn't say
cool
nothing for ever, and then we thanked him at the end, and he was like, "I'm still here."
Still here, guys.
He was probably playing games, smoking or whatever.
That was dope.
Chilling.
That was cool.
Dope.
I'm glad a bunch of you guys followed him too. So thank you guys for following him.
Hey Willie, if you're here, let us know.
Yeah. Willie should be a guest, viewer, panelist for the Throwback Show. Because he watched all these. He said growing up.
We should ask him. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool, actually. I wouldn't mind getting Willie.
Yeah.
Want to watch some old Asylum with us and shit? The Treehouse Mart. Watch some Asylum.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, this with Siaki, I felt bad thinking, okay, well, this is just another match. This is another thing with D'Lo, and just another chapter he's going to lose. Mm-hmm. So I was actually pleasantly surprised when he got the win here. I mean, yeah, it was by nefarious means. It was shenanigans because of Trinity, but we haven't seen stuff like this from Trinity in a while, where she gets physical involved in that DDT. Man, that was dope.
You're right though, Marcus. She hasn't been involved in a while, right? She hasn't been doing. She's more been valeting than she has been.
Yeah, her only physical segment was in the casket last week with D'Lo, and it was just a head. He hit her head off the casket and then picked her up and physically threw her in there. But yes, she hasn't delivered any offense in a long time. So it was nice. I kind of thought we might see something from her because of her outfit tonight. She had a halter top, bikini top on.
More in the activity-based outfit.
Stretchy pants. Yeah, exactly.
It looked more like wrestling gear for that time.
Yeah, exactly. I did think one thing I noticed in this match that I thought was funny is at one point D'Lo delivers a cutter off. Siaki's jumping off the second rope and D'Lo catches him with a cutter. Right nowadays, that's just a common transition move. Whatever. TNA couldn't find the words for it and ended up calling it a stunner about 5 seconds later. And I was like,
did he really?
Yeah, and it was TNA knows everything. So that shows you how uncommon that move was at the time, because TNA knows everything. It was so weird to not hear the cutter be a common move, because it's just so common now.
I watched that. I rewound that 3 times. That was awesome.
That was cool.
Look again. I'm gonna say it's still I'm blue in the face. Trinity needs to get a lot more shine for her contributions to the company at this point.
Yeah.
What an amazing part. She was the knockout, man.
Can you imagine if she had existed in a later version of the company where women were given the time? Like she'd have been pushed to the moon.
So I'm saying,
she was
imagine
just
her
5 years too early for
imagine this Trinity now in today's world of Impact.
Oh, it'd be so much fun.
You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine the matches she could have. She got that snappy kind of style. Oh my god!
It's such a missed opportunity, and it's no one's fault.
No.
Just like, damn, it sucks that they didn't even know how to handle a female talent like that because there weren't female talents like that. China was an attraction, right? And but there weren't like regular sized girls who went out there and could like go. Like Alundra Blaze, Medusa wasn't like by modern standards a competent wrestler. Trinity would be 17 years removed.
I do miss me some Trinity, man. I gotta say.
Yeah.
But,
not to mention she's easy on the eyes.
Yes, absolutely. So that was it. So they end up he ends up brawling with D'Lo afterwards, beating him down more, drags him outside to go to the hearse, I'm assuming. But then Jeff Jarrett comes in here.
Dude.
Why does Jarrett come into this feud? This has nothing to do with the tradition feud.
I put down JJ comes out, interferes to save D'Lo, ? I couldn't remember a tie back either.
What's the tie back? I'm so lost on the tie back. And then he has the guitar, which I'm like, it's again, this takes away from the fight aspect. You brought your guitar out there to the outside, and it
was in the hearse. It's like he was waiting in the hearse. They opened up the hearse and he came out of the hearse or something. It was weird.
Did he do that?
From the inside.
Yeah. He came from around the corner. It seemed.
Yeah.
Well, it was just weird because when he grabbed his guitar, it was in the hearse. So it's like they opened up the back. It's like they opened up the back off camera, and there he was.
So
and all of a sudden, oh, there he is, guitar, poof.
I didn't like that. I was like, this seems so artificial.
This is the kind of stuff that makes viewers hate Jeff Jarrett. It's not because we hate his wrestling ability. It's this stuff.
It just seems so shoehorned in here. That's what I didn't like about it, right?
Right. It could have been like not even half the amount of times, and he would have still gotten some big pops depending on where you put him in to, because like I get the Christopher Daniels thing. Like, that's relevant. His stuff but it's still has that, okay, you got NWA over here, and then you got the heels over here that are anti-NWA. It's like we're still doing that thing from like a year ago. Why? I
don't know, man. This one was weird. It was very shoehorned into me. and he throws Siaki into the hearse.
You're going to see this plot continue through this episode, though.
Yeah, a lot. The crowd. Now you can hear the crowd a little bit here. Did you hear the crowd booing when this happened? This is a very smarky crowd.
When they're outside still?
When they're outside, if you listen, you hear because they're watching on the screen, right? And you just hear the boo. They're not happy with this because it was so weird. It was like, where did this come from? It didn't make any sense. Where does Jeff Jarrett get shoehorned into this? So they were a little upset about that.
Yeah.
We go to to Don West and TNA, Mike TNA. Sure. And it is electric blue on blue.
Oh,
you think you would call that electric?
Yeah, that was electric blue. What did you
think? I don't know.
I call it sexy blue.
Yeah,
that is my favorite color. The Don West just looked yummy. Oh, sorry.
Wow. Jesus. Hey, you should be matching your bandanas to Don West.
Yes.
On these shows.
I don't have that. I don't have that color. Wait.
Well,
no, I don't have that color blue.
Well, no, but you can match it with the blue. That'd be good enough.
I got.
Paul's asking about about Trinity. There you go. Put the blue. Put that on.
Put that on.
Trinity. Trinity's a tough one to get, guys. She's very much out of the business. Goldilocks are probably our only link to Trinity. We have to call in the favor. What we need to do is have Goldie on again, and then ask her live on the hot seat. Ask her like, can you call Trinity right now? right now and put her on.
Put Goldie again. I've never met her.
Goldie.
I wasn't here the first time, so that'd be great for me.
And she should be coming back pretty soon in these episodes, by the way. So we'll get her back in here when she reappears. But all right, let's keep going.
Right.
So Callis comes in here into their segment and starts talking about the violence, just him advocating against the over violence of the company, right? So just Callis pushing that agenda, and then they recap the Ultimate X. There's a Michael Shane interview in this recap that wasn't aired last week.
Yeah,
just a post-win interview, so a little bonus footage there.
Bloody as shit still.
Yeah, oh yeah. This is definitely right after he got to the back.
Oh yeah, he was a hot mess.
Terry Taylor in the back with Michael Shane, and they went full HBK on this. Like not even a week removed, and they just transitioned him into like, what did he say? He goes, "I'm the Heartbreak Kid cousin."
Like, so I'm the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels
cousin.
Michael Shane.
Michael Shane. But he was like talking like Shawn and all that stuff, and I was like,
it was funny. I popped for that the first time. The 34th time, I wasn't popping anymore.
Yeah, dude. I was like,
they beat this to death.
It was over the top in this episode because now he's the X Division champion and he's got the title and he was wearing the goofy shades and he was just all excited.
And so they clearly are going all in on this, which made me wonder: is this when Michaels was inactive? 2003, he was retired at the time, right?
Yes, he was.
Okay, so that's why they're going all in. I mean, they think there's easy pickings and a void to fill right there because they're going all in.
From what I understand, Shawn actually did send a cease and desist about this.
Oh,
that's what I remember hearing. And I could have sworn he sued him. That's why he changed his name later on to Matt Bentley, was because of this. So bonus points for family suing families. You know, that's a great. You know what, guys? I got an idea for the bell. I got the idea for the bell. Mark, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. You're gonna love this, actually. And I missed that. I just thought about it. Every time Jeff Jarrett appears on TV on Throwback, we get the bell. So he's been in once already.
I'm gonna grab that bell.
No, you can't. It's there to indicate every time Jarrett appears. So there's one for the deal on Siaki. All right, Jarrett. That's the Jarrett bell.
That's what I'm going to do every time you ring the bell.
I have light sensitivity, man.
Blind you every time you ring the bell.
But it's something it's a gimmick. How about you know what, Mark? I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to the people. What do the people want?
Put it to the people.
You guys want me to hit the bell every time Jarrett appears on the screen?
I'm going to get screwed on this one.
You're going to end up breaking the bell.
Mir is saying that Shawn came back in 2002, actually. So he was back around this time. Oh. Okay.
Oh, that was with
DX when he was not wrestling. Yeah,
Trips.
But he wasn't wrestling, right?
Mm.
No, he was. That was when he came back and he had that horrible haircut and he became champion.
And the bob.
Yeah.
It
was the worst.
Skulls in here wants to ring the bell nonstop. If you did that, Mark would kill you.
I would drive to Chicago right now
and just shove that bell up my face. All right. But we go to so we go right to the match after that. Michael Shane against Jerry Lynn, X Division title. It's his first defense. They're really pushing that's his first defense. Callis on commentary. And he's taking notes on Jerry, right? So that's the whole. So was there any more setup to this, Mark? Was he like, did he say I'm here just to observe Jerry, or did he give a reason at this point?
I don't know why Callis was out there. If he did, I didn't catch it.
Well, it's a Jerry thing, right? They're playing up the Jerry Lynn thing. So.
Yeah, I mean that's what he's talking about the entire time. He's droning on and on about how Lynn's so violent. And I will say, Jerry's not doing himself any favors or ingratiating himself to the good guy image with that creepy dyed goatee he's working right now against the blonde. Man, Jerry's creepy. Like, I believe he could be the guy Callis is talking about if I just saw him and didn't know the man. And, 18 years later, I would probably tell you that Jerry Lynn's a backstabbing asshole. So, I mean, maybe there's something to it that Callis.
Well, now he is. He backstabbed on Impact Wrestling, so we know that.
But, that's what I'm saying. Maybe Callis was right all along.
I wish they would have pulled the Jerry and Callis like brawls from the back during all this thing, you know?
That'd have been awesome.
It's Jerry getting back at Callis. Like, it would have been perfect.
They could still maybe tie. Do you think they even like remember that? God, this is so long ago.
I wish. If anybody wants to go back in the archive, just about 2 episodes ago, when it's Jerry and Callis getting into each other's face backstage and screen grab that, I'd love to build a story off of it on Twitter. So if anybody wants to grab that, let's see if we can do something and tag both of them in this and see what happens. But kind of a back and forth match. You could see Jerry really ring generaling this match, huh, Jay? Like, he was kind of captaining of this match. Not that Shane wasn't good. It was more like you could see he needed the guy to kind of plant his feet in a little bit on this.
He was facing a veteran, and it was Jerry's job to put over that, the kid. So because he's the champ, and it was more about Jerry and Don Callis, because like every few moves, Jerry would come over to that side of the ring and he'd point his finger, and they would talk about it on audio, be like, "Oh yeah, he was definitely looking right at you, Callis." And Callis, like, I don't know what you're talking about, So it was more aimed at that, but it was still a decent match.
It was definitely. I would never put this in one of the best X Division matches. I don't think they had the chemistry that Jerry had with others, and even Michael Shannon had last week with the other guys. But it was, I think it was, like you said, Joe, it was more to get Jerry and Don furthered out, and that was it. Don goes to the back at one point, and then out comes the redshirt security, Ryan Wilson and Kevin Northcutt come out, giant men, and they actually caused Jerry to lose to Shane here. So Shane defends.
Interference for a roll up.
Yeah, interference for a roll. Should I bring
third match in a row with.
I need another prop. Ooh, whenever there's interference, Mark, can I just do this?
Is there a horn?
Interference?
Yeah, I'm down with that. Is that? It's like a small version of a didgeridoo, right?
Yeah. There we go. It's the interference didgeridoo.
Okay. Yes, I like it. Now that's a gimmick we can stick with.
I broke it.
Oh shit! Crappy gimmick. What do I have? Do I have any?
I got it. Still works every time. Okay, so here we go. Here, just a recap. I'm gonna recap this on Tuesday also.
I don't know.
Jago's got nothing. You got the bandana.
Hey, okay, wait, hold on, wait. I have a stipulation. I got a stipulation before you make the rules.
All right. What do we got?
These gimmicks have to be for the throwback, because Tuesday show has so much shit of its own, and throwback has a badass atmosphere and a loyal chat, but we need some things that are throwback specific.
Okay. All right. So just to recap, whenever there's Jeff Jarrett interference, we get the whenever there's match interference causing a DQ or something, it's the interference spinner. What do we need?
The interference didgeridoo. It's not really a didgeridoo, but that's what we're going to call it. So
we need a better name. We need a gimmicky name for it.
Skull says you need a kazoo.
I need a kazoo. Konnan does the kazoo. I can't take the kazoo.
I have kids. There's probably a million things.
You find something too. J Bone, I want you to scour the house.
Everyone's asleep in my house, though. I have no doors. It's got to be kind of quiet.
I don't even have any loud cat toys. They're all the fuzzy little things.
So does this not work?
No, that doesn't work. Absolutely not. You're not only hurting me, you're hurting everybody else with that one. But Jerry loses. We go to a TNA sit down with Raven. Mark, I want you to set this one up because you were a big fan of this. This was TNA Raven in the rafters.
Raven's promo is always like on another level. It doesn't matter what he's talking about, the way he ties it back. I did take a little bit of notes. That's right. He refers to Tommy Rich in his quest for the title, and then his subsequent feud with Buzz Sawyer, and how Tommy Rich fought that feud with Sawyer for so long, he never went back to get the NWA World title. And so his legacy was never tied to the title. And Raven looked back on his career and drew parallels between Dreamer and Sandman, and how he never held the ECW World title ever again. And that he didn't want to take his eyes off the NWA World title by getting wrapped up in more feuds here in TNA, and that he was going to seize the moment. It was just brilliant shit from Raven. The dude is I wouldn't doubt if this was completely off the top of his head, like that wrestling history.
Oh, for sure.
You know, the way he tied it together, the parallels to his life, using the NWA title as symbolism. Raven is the best promo in wrestling history, period. There are a bunch of people who are good, great, phenomenal. Raven's the best. Like, the man is on another fucking level every time he speaks. And I don't know, it's captivating. There's never been a character in wrestling that spoke to me personally more than Raven. So I'm super biased, but I challenge you to find a Raven promo that sucks. There isn't such a thing.
There isn't one.
The ending of this sucked, though.
It did. Go ahead, J-Bone.
The ending of this sucked because these are always meant to be like, oh, we don't know where Raven is. Raven's somewhere in the belly of the building, like someplace we've never seen before. We've seen all the entrances. We've seen all the backstage areas. We've seen the sex locker room 1,000 times, and God knows what's happening in that one red stall in the back. This is Raven's.
A lot of shit happens in that red stall. You're right. A lot of weird shit happens in that red stall.
Why do you think Sonny Siaki's former valet is pregnant? Anyways,
holy shit. I'm giving.
Now you know
she is pregnant around this time. I think
now you know what happened in the stall. All right.
Well, I think this is the time Desire is gone because she is pregnant.
Shoot pregnant.
Interesting. All right, go ahead. She is shoot pregnant. Desire is pregnant.
Desire.
Go ahead.
Desire.
Go ahead.
That's what the doctor did when he was like, like Johnny Bench waiting for the baby. He's like, the baby's coming.
Desire. Well, Desire.
But go ahead and all
right. So Raven's doing his promo. Today's there, and he's got candles, and it's dark and it's intense, and it's the zooms in on him, and all of a sudden it pans back, and Styles is like walking up the stairs with Russo, like, hey, what's up? It's like,
hey, Raven's Bowery.
Hey, Raven, you goddamn. You dark cloud son of a bitch. What's going on? Like, he's very country here too. Yes. Like, this is AJ when that accent was like, he was still like Southern boy country. It was not a good promo.
It's like how
paint your nails, Raven? Paint your nails here? Like, it's exactly what I meant. It's like when a redneck picks on like the dude with long hair at the bar. That's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Like, look at this girly man over here.
Unless you're the Gathering, you're not allowed in Raven's clubhouse. Who did this? I mean,
I'm with you because some of the other locations were just a dark room with the candles there, Yeah. And it was like, now it's like, oh, you're just in the stands.
Even when Scott Hudson, was it a week or two ago, he got down on the floor next to Raven, and it was all uncomfortable because Scott Hudson is all stiff as hell, in his suit or whatever, and he gets on the floor and he just looks uncomfortable, like, oh, I never get down on the ground for anything, and then Styles just shows up. Hey, motherfucker, what's up?
What's up there, girly man?
The atmosphere.
Yeah.
You meth smoking motherfucker, what's up?
Like, he was so like, he was a bully, and like, it was just so funny. It was like, what?
Sorry, Mark.
Hey, I love this Styles, man. He is super hillbilly and country still,
very much so.
But man, he's already found his confidence. This dude is gifted as shit.
Oh,
he's 1 year in, NWA champion. Like, this is brilliant early AJ stuff. Yeah, he's not a good promo. He's a laughable promo, but in a lovable way, man, because we know where AJ's at now.
It stays that way for a while. Like, he's a lovable promo. He's not a great promo. He's a lovable promo. You like
he's
him.
A smart ass.
Yeah.
He's a shit heel. That's what he is.
He is clearly a kid having a whole lot of fun at this point in his career, and it shows.
Yeah. I remember hearing because AJ's 41 now, right? So he was in his mid 20s here.
Wow.
So he's 40 now. 40 or 4? He's 41. So I think maybe even more.
So he can still go like that at 41, 42.
But he was in his mid 20s here, I think. No, I think he's like 43, maybe a little older. I might be off here, but
God, I'm the same age as AJ Styles. How embarrassing.
Yeah. and he's out there banking.
He's out there still putting on match of the year contenders. That he can still go with the best of them at the highest level.
I'll be honest, I haven't watched AJ up north ever. I haven't seen a single match. Is he still AJ? Still our boy?
He's still
everybody says he's AJ Styles.
He's amazing.
He's still AJ Styles. Absolutely.
What's a match of his if I wanted to just see him in this current form? Anybody in the chat can sound off on this too. If I wanted to see, like I said, I have not watched AJ since he went there. And the last time I saw him was Ring of Honor.
He faced. Oh, you know what? It wasn't a super long match, but he had a match with Ricochet like within the last few weeks, and it was good. It's just a great example. Yeah. It's just a great example of the guy can still go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Mir said the one I was going to say is Daniel Bryan, but there's been several good AJ matches. I'm not the authority though because I don't watch a ton of Up North product either. But he's still the same AJ.
He's 43.
43.
He's my age. Wow.
AJ Styles, man. Styles. But all right, cool. That was but just funny stuff. It was just like, and then he starts like Raven slaps him, kind of like shoves him, and AJ's like, "You want some of this? Goddamn!" And Russo, come on, stop. Russo pulls him away. So just one of those, just riling him up for later on in the show tonight. We go to Sandman versus Abyss. So Abyss getting some solo matches here. It's what you expect. It's nothing technical, obviously. It's a brawl. But then the weird thing about this one, Kid Cash comes in after a ref bump, and he starts yelling at Abyss about, I guess, throwing him out last week on the gauntlet. And he kicks Abyss in the balls, and then he hurricanranas him over a table, which doesn't break, but then Abyss like loses his balance and like takes the table with him. And
he sold that really well.
He did. Abyss is a great seller, though. Abyss would always sell amazingly.
Yeah, he like bounced and slid and took the whole table, and it was like just him like taking the table with him was like, oh god, that was because he's a big guy.
The table didn't break. Yeah,
right.
This whole sequence was bullshit.
Why?
This entire the ref bump into interference, and then like the amount of interference while the ref was down, and then you got the finish off the interference on the black hole slam, but it was dirty, and it was like, man, I mean, Abyss still got the win, but there was so much interference. Like they're obviously building Abyss, and they weren't going to have him lose here, but they still had all this interference, and I think the theme tonight is that this becomes very grating over the episode. We've been treated to 8 really good episodes in a row. This one is starting to stand out as slipping backwards to me, for me.
And this had interference, right? Interference.
Yeah.
More interference.
We're gonna have to get used to it so you catch it right away.
The interference. This will be a work in progress.
Yes. I'm gonna draw it. I'll make a picture of it.
Weird thing with this one though. So I hated the fact that the referee was looking right at it. And he's down, and he's got it down, but like facing the direction of the interference. I'm like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get out of the way. Look the other way.
Was it Rudy?
No, I think it was Rudy. Rudy let so much stuff.
I think it was Mike Posey. I think it was Mike Posey, actually.
Was it Posey? Okay, because Rudy let so much stuff go in this episode. He was like looking right at him every time there was a nut shot, especially like in a tag match. We'll get to that in a bit. But damn, oh my god, the reffing in this episode was just—it
was not good, man.
It was some of the worst ever.
It's weird how we notice reffing now, because when honestly, it puts a lot of shine on how important a referee is to a wrestling match. A good ref is a good fucking ref, man.
Yeah. I feel like that's an area Bill's really strong in, is noticing good and bad refereeing. Yeah. He's really, really good about the refs.
On the other show I do, the Backstage Boys podcast with Basil, last week we had referee Nate Speckman on as one of my dear friends. And then this week we had referee Dan Perch, who is he's a good seasoned Midwest referee as well. And just two refs in a row, and just hearing how important, like the importance of a good referee. Perch is a great referee. You guys will probably start seeing he is going to be somewhere. I guarantee you that man will be on TV. He's like a Tommy Young of 2021, I could honestly say. But it's so important how a dedicated ref who gets it, the psychology of where you need to be, can change everything, you know. And it's like this one. He was looking right at and Mike posted one of the better referees today. I think he's in AEW now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what else goes along with the refereeing in this episode? I noticed there was also a slip back on production. Camera positions caught things they shouldn't have caught several times in this episode. Like this was one of them where you clearly saw Posey seeing the action, and then the camera cuts over to the corner. There were several times in this episode where something like that happened, and then they had to cut away real quick. And it was like, I think the 4-man tower setup in the next match, there was a point too. There was just a kind of a lot of that this episode. I wonder what was going on.
Yeah, I was like, oh, look, there's another blade. Oh,
I want to address something in the chat. Zach's saying ring the bell every time a ref messes up, but I don't want to break the bell too early, Zach. That's the thing. But
the bell would be done in 5 minutes.
Armand's comments legit.
Armand's asking why I won't watch AJ in the WWE. I can't be that stubborn. Come on, man. I am. I am that stubborn.
Simple answer is
I am. I don't watch. Why would I watch Mania? I don't watch their show. I don't watch their product. I don't.
You know what though?
Yeah.
He also in the next comment says that the cinematic match, the Boneyard match last year at Mania was good. It was really cool. It was one of the better cinematic matches we've had during the pandemic from any company. I would definitely say watch that. It was fun.
I don't know. Their product is one of those things where it's like the company's done things that I have a stance against.
I'm with you there.
I just left that. Listen, that company burned me. I watched them growing up, man. I'm not gonna say I didn't, but there's enough things to take me away as a fan that I just until they fix those things for me. It's like if why buy a product that doesn't work, right? You know, you're not gonna buy a brand that doesn't work for you. That's my thing. It just doesn't. It didn't work for me anymore, and I can't do it. Unfortunately, I support my friends there, but it's one of those things where, and I got quite a few friends that work there. It's not my type of wrestling. If I'm going to dedicate time to a show, that's not the show I can put my time into. Impact's my style of wrestling I like. That's why I'm going to give my time. I simply don't have the time to watch more than one company, honestly. So that's where I'm at. There's your diplomatic answer.
Yeah, we're kind of like all three levels. J-Bone watches it regularly. I try to watch it, but it's so bad I can never get through more than 20 minutes at a time. But I will not pay a dime to that company for anything. If they weren't coming to the Cock, I wouldn't have any access at all. Then you are not at all.
Look at this fucking guy, Armand in the chat. Trying if you had to watch a WWE match, drink a beer, or remarry your ex, what would you do? My God.
Ooh.
Where's the option to just fucking hang myself in this?
Oh, come on now.
Oh damn!
Shit, man. I mean, I'll watch a WWE match if it's against like remarrying my fucking ex. My shit, man.
Will you watch the worst WWE match?
What would that be? Fuck.
I don't know.
But all right, fine. I'll watch a match if you're putting up against remarrying my ex or breaking my undisputed title reign of straight edge for 39 years. Sure, I'll watch the match.
Okay, when it comes to the Cock. After hours one day when we go off air, we're going to watch the Boneyard match.
All right, deal. We'll do that.
Right.
We'll do that.
I'll
watch the Boneyard match.
And then on a Sunday, we're going to go live and Trent's going to review the Boneyard match.
That'd be interesting.
We'll review the Boneyard match.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, at least the Good Brothers are in it.
And
are they in it? Okay, yeah. We'll tie it in with that. That'll be our tie-in.
It's all Impact guys.
Okay, we'll tie it in with that. All right, fair enough. All right. One thing to note, Mike today referred to the Black Hole Slam as the Black Hole Finisher here at this point. Until it wasn't the Slam yet. But that's just something to note. So keep in mind, it was the Black Hole Finisher at episode 60. So I wonder where it becomes the Slam.
It was the Black Hole originally, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then he called the Black Hole Finisher. So it's evolving.
Okay.
Kid Cash in the back with Terry Taylor. Calls Taylor an old man. He said, "What the hell are you doing out there? Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "Shut up, old man. You're a relic, you're caveman." And then Abyss comes up to him, and they face off. He's like, "What are you gonna do?" He said, "What the hell? What was your problem? Why just throw me out of the battle royal and all this stuff?" And Taylor's like, "Come on, stand up to him. Come on, don't take that from him." You know, he's like, "Shut up, caveman," and he like slaps Terry Taylor, slaps the shit out of Terry Taylor,
slaps the shit out of him,
and then Terry Taylor's like, "You son of a bitch," and then Abyss holds him back.
Well, he shoves Abyss into him like, "Here, you deal with this." So then so Abyss is then like, no, he's still with Kid Cash, sort of. I don't know. It's hard to tell because
I don't know was there like an inflection point that I missed between the two? Was it one incident?
No, that's the thing. There's nothing we missed here.
No, it was just Abyss eliminated Kid Cash last week out of the blue, and it was like, whoa, well, I guess that's done, you know. So then, you know, they brought it up this week, but it was still, I don't know, it was awkward as hell, you know, because Abyss doesn't say anything. He just looks mean and scared.
I got it. And I don't want to do this. I got to address. There's something going on in the chat. Why are you guys fighting in the chat every week on the Throwback Show? There is an argument in this goddamn chat room over TNA fandom every fucking week in the Throwback Show. In the Throwback Show, Jay. What the hell is going on in this chat? Like, why do we incite this violence in this chat?
Y'all need to kiss and make up,
guys. None of it's real. It's all a show.
It's wrestling.
It's funny because as the show goes on, you start seeing this fight just get more and more heated in our live chat. So if you guys listening on audio, you're not seeing this, but I encourage you to watch it on video and watch the chat. What the fuck's happening? But all right, well, look, be nice to each other. We're talking about a show from 20 years ago. Relax. But look, you scared Mark away.
Yeah, my buddy Styles says he's inciting an erection right now. Wait,
Styles, attaboy, Styles. Just take the attention away from the fight. But
I'm just confused. But anyways.
I'm confused. All right, let's have the next one.
I don't want to hear about Chad bitching. I was like, fuck, I'm out of here, man.
Set up the tag team match, Jay. What do we got? We got a title match here. Set this up.
We got a tag title match, and this feud's been going on for a while.
2 months almost.
This is the peak of it right here. So we're about halfway through the show now. We got Swinger and Diamond. No Disco. No Gilberti.
No Gilberti. Keep that in mind.
Not right away. Not right away.
Yeah. Right.
Versus AMW, Storm and Harris defending their NWA tag team titles. And this was the first time in the episode that I was like, hell yeah. Yeah, then I was like really on board. Like the first half of the episode was okay. Like Jerry Lynn and Michael Shane was fun, you know, and the Don Callis debacle, whatever. Siaki and D'Lo Brown was okay.
Just a fight, a brawl. Yeah.
These guys have been stepping it up every week and whooping the shit out of each other. So they just kept going, you know. And it took them a while to get in the ring. The only wonky thing with this was the reffing. They had absolutely zero control over this match, and it was basically tornado rules, no DQ, because they were just doing shit to each other like crazy.
Yeah.
I believe Rudy Charles was reffing here. He just ignored all of it. He had no control.
Oh, Rudy here completely lost all of his faculties right here. Like he was all over the place here. But this feud, can I just say, and they haven't started calling the New York Connection yet. It's just so it's Simon and Swinger, but they have not. This feud is incredible. It gets zero shine, and
it's
like
the best feud in the last 4 weeks.
They put a lot of shine on AMW versus Triple X all the time, but like, dude, AMW versus Simon and Swinger is a phenomenal feud.
Hell yeah,
phenomenal feud.
It is. I mean, there's little comedic moments, you know, especially with Gilberti and shit.
But it builds up. It's building. It's like
Simon and Swinger can fucking go.
They're great.
I don't remember thinking to myself 20 years ago, man, Simon and Swinger can fucking go, but I should have been. because damn, these matches are good.
Well, they mentioned that Swinger and Diamond. They mentioned every once in a while, like every other match, they'll mention that they were together in ECW.
Right.
And this feud has been so good, it makes me want to look up tag matches with them in ECW. And Swinger, God, I would love. I tell you what, if I was booking Impact right now, I would have fun with Swinger, and I would have him do something and like do some weird time travel shit, and then all of a sudden take a few weeks off and then show up looking like this. Like how he is here.
Man. That would be fucking awesome.
Just like Simon's there too.
Black,
man.
Just black jeans.
I'd love
and
it.
Tan, no shades, no headbands, just looking mean as fuck like he was here. And it's just like, oh my God, Swinger was such a badass here.
I can't get over how jacked he is.
Dude,
he is like gigantically fucking jacked.
He's like Carry On Eric jacked at this point.
It's crazy.
And he's still in incredible shape.
He
just doesn't show it a lot now because he's doing some comedic stuff and he usually has a shirt on. But the guy's still in incredible shape. He's taking care of himself.
But I mean, he really is like the epitome of a professional wrestler. Like the guy, if I saw Johnny Swinger in public, if you will, if I saw him at the mall, I'll be like, this guy's a fucking pro wrestler. Like this guy looks like a star.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, like there's no, I don't think he works at Costco. This guy looks like a fucking pro wrestler. Like, look at this guy. Unreal. And it's, I swear to God, and we have him today. Like, what a national treasure Johnny Swinger is today.
Agreed. He should be in the Impact Hall of Fame. Like, he is a candidate for the Hall of Fame. Speaking of the callbacks to ECW, real quick, they actually used the problem solver, the old finisher here.
They did. That's a good callback. That is.
They hadn't used it before, so yeah. What is it? There's interference from Gilberti, right? And he hits somebody with a chair.
Yeah,
Harris with a chair right into a problem solver.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But what a great match all around. Just a brawl.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Simon and Swinger are super over with this crowd.
They are.
They wanted these guys. I think they earned their respect too.
Simon, Diamond, Johnny, Swingers.
Yeah, the whole match. The whole match. It's a chance for them.
Is that what they were chanting? I couldn't tell what it was.
Dude, and they're against, it's not like they're against some scrubs or some like heels that everybody hates. It's AMW, the champs. Like,
I was like, holy shit, they're so over here. Like, wow. I think I think it's like people, they earn the respect of the people, right? Because people are like watching them for over a month now. It's like trying to get the win over AMW, brawling, taking a beating, fighting, getting their asses kicked, coming back. It's like you earn the respect. Like, man, these guys fucking deserve it now. Like these guys deserve a title.
Yeah.
And that crowd was ready, man. It was so good. I absolutely love this. I love this feud. I want Impact to remember this feud, put this feud out there. Especially because you're tying right now, your timing is perfect. James Storm and Johnny Swinger are in the company today.
Active wrestlers in the company.
Active today.
Crazy.
Performers in ring.
Right. Tie this in. This is a missed opportunity. If you don't tie this in, you are missing an opportunity, Impact, to not only sell Impact Plus, but just tell a story. James Storm is in Swingers Palace currently. He's hanging out at Swingers Palace.
Boom.
Show this clip. That's all you have to do. Show these clips.
Dude, these matches, this is definitely agreed 100%. Underrated, not talked about enough. Of all the great, we have had AJ D'Lo, and tonight we got AJ Raven, and this is still my favorite feud, the fucking tag team title feud.
It's so good.
And I love that they did not there were no titles on the lines for a cage match, for a strap match. Like, these guys have literally beat the living shit out of each other in every kind of match imaginable with no titles on the line. They put the belts on the line. These dudes took advantage and got their titles. Like, just great booking, whole thing.
It's classic. It's classic. I mean, Jay, imagine this, right? Imagine Swinger sitting there in Swinger's Palace. Storm is in there causing ruckus, and Swinger has a dream bubble, right? And he's like, seem to remember this guy, Daddy. And it's like a clip back to Storm whipping him with the fucking bull rope, or Storm beating him with the goddamn with the leather strap in the strap match, winning his tag team title from him. And he's like
taking a death sentence off the fucking cage.
Like, you're out of here, Daddy. No. It's like, what do I do? Goddamn it! Like, you're out of here, Daddy. Get the hell out of my Swingers pouch. You're not welcome. I was like, what the hell? There's your match. It's your fucking match. Then it's perfect.
Hell yeah!
Give us Simon Diamond.
Book it.
Simon. I said Simon did. He quote tweeted our plug of the show, the first of the strap match, and he put it over. He's like, man, it's the most brutal match I've ever been in my entire life.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty cool. This is, if you guys are not watching, watch the last month. I mean, we're on 60. Watch from like 55 on, and just watch how this feud progresses every week. It's just simple fucking wrestling booking. What people don't do today. It's simple shit. You don't have to overcomplicate things. Just build anticipation. No titles on the line. Build it to the point where it's a fever pitch in the Impact Zone or in the Asylum. They're like, fuck, get these guys the belts. Shit. It's so good. So good.
What's fucking crazy about this is this booking is flipped on its head. The heels are working face and the faces are working heel this whole feud.
It's weird.
Like, what the fuck? Because the crowd has decided. Well, the crowd has decided they like Simon and Swinger more. That's it.
They did.
That's it. Whether they want to be face or not, they are in this feud.
They worked the matches to the point that they just love these matches. So
I love
this.
But this was great. Glenn comes in, countryed out, ready for his Bullrope match, which Tanae smartly mentioned to us is following this match, which I was like, perfect. You gave him a reason to not only be out there for his boys, but he's gonna stay out there. So Glenn comes in with the bull rope around him and cheats, and then they win the title. Simon Swinger, World Tag Team Champions. Again, Johnny Swinger, the proprietor of Swinger's Palace, is a former World Tag Team Champion. The title currently held, well, not the title currently held, but the lineage, I'm going to say, currently held by the Good Brothers, is Johnny Swinger's name is in that.
You guys swing?
We all do, Johnny. Wait, we all do.
The current Impact Tag Team titles have NWA Tag Team title lineage history?
Well, it's kind of skewed, right? Because the NWA titles are their own thing, but Impact recognizes anything that happened under their banner, I should say. Yeah. So it's still like they'll reference back that so and so's a former tag team champion in Impact.
Okay, but it's a different belt.
It's a different title.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because the NWA tag title lineage is going this way. It's got its own thing after the split, but it's still, if it happened under the Impact banner, they consider it part of the Impact lexicon, right? And that's cool. Yeah. It's part of ours. Gotcha. That's where you get a little skewed because the NWA title is still active and they never merged them. So
that's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they did merge them and then the NWA titles were restarted or
No, they created a whole new thing, and I forgot who was the first. Dudley's, I think, first TNA tag team champions, I believe, on the split. But just again, guys, seriously, call back. You are in a feud, or not? You're in a segment where James Storm and Giant Swinger are in the same segment right now. To not even put clips of this on their Twitter right now it's blowing my mind. Use this. Garrett, if you're listening, do this, please.
It's crazy.
Hashtag Storm v Swinger.
Oh my god, we need it. Absolutely need it. But new tag team champions. Now Dusty comes in. No, by the way, crowd super into Simon Swinger. They pop for this win. They go
so organically over as heels.
Put them over. But Dusty comes in, gets on the mic, starts jawing with Glenn to start their match, basically. So we go right to the Bullrope match. Glenn and Dusty right here. So Mark set this one up. Give me your thoughts on this. I can't imagine you're a fan of this type of match, but I want to hear your thoughts on this.
No, actually, Bullrope match is one of my favorite types of matches.
Cool.
I grew up in a Texas territory. So I'm a huge I love when competitors are tied together because it really sets the parameters of the match. Even though it's limiting on the performers in the ring, it forces them. Psychologically, there's nothing better than a strap match or a cage match, in my opinion, because people are trapped together. So this is Dusty's match. Commentary put that over nonstop. I thought this is a really good match too for what has to be, I would imagine, one of Dusty's last matches in ring. I don't know for sure, but we got to be getting close to the end here, I would imagine. He is able to set the pace. You know, Gilberti sells for the first short match, maybe 6-7 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gilberti's selling for 4 of it, gets a little bit of offense in. Dusty uses, you know, the bell as he's always done, uses the rope as he's done in the past. We see a lot of rope work from Dusty, a lot of distancing and control from Dusty. This is a really good match to play to the late stage that Dusty's at in his career here.
Yeah.
You know, they keep it really centralized in the ring. Action's pretty plotting, but again, it makes sense in context of the match. This is like a classic wrestling storytelling match. It's a great selling from Gilberti. It's great pacing and match control from Dusty. Great commentary. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I was going to. I actually enjoyed this match. It
was good. Glenn's great, right? J-Bone, like Glen is fantastic.
This was a lot of fun. Glen Gilberti plays a great heel manager here. And it was great that he wasn't out there for a majority of the tag match. It was just 2v2, you know, just whooping the shit out of each other, doing whatever. And then, you know, yeah, and just Gilberti just looked like a goof, you know. It's like he's like, I'm gonna try to look, you know, cowboy, but no, you're so not cowboy. It's not even funny. But yeah, and this was fun. You know, Dusty was really slow here, but he's still quick-witted as far as promos and stuff. So, but then of course you get another get ready with that bell, Trent. Get ready with that bell.
Oh, it's ready. It's ready.
Because well, first we get Christopher Daniels. That's how Dusty loses the match.
So the interference is Chris Daniels.
There you go.
Interference.
There's your interference.
It's gonna be so good on audio, right?
Yeah.
And then because Christopher Daniels is out there, then someone else has to run in. Super Jarrett.
Well, Harris came in here also. Harris saves Dusty, right?
Oh, that's right. He did.
Chris Harris comes in
solo.
solo.
Yeah. Solo. Why? What's going on here?
Glenn gets the win, and post match they're beating him down. Harris comes in solo, which I'm like, why is he coming in solo?
Yeah.
And then Simon Swinger come in, and then Jeff Jarrett comes in.
Jarrett. So no, I think something happened to Storm during the tag match because he was off camera for a long time. So
they allude to it later. They allude to them taking out Storm. That's what happens later.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
so I don't know if it's an actual injury or if it's storyline. I don't know.
But I think they're alluding to the fact that like they took out his partner. You know, that's what it was. But so that's what happens with Storm. But yeah, no, Jarrett. Okay, Jarrett and the Dusty thing, I get it. It's part of the tradition storyline. But Jarrett, nobody else can come in here. And Jarrett, he comes right in here again.
And it's classic Super Jarrett shit too. It's not just Jeff Jarrett. It's overwhelming, overpowering, overbearing, too much Jeff Jarrett. And that's the Jeff Jarrett we're getting here. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I've had it up to here, J-Bone, with Jeff Jarrett at this point.
It's like I said, he becomes the Oprah of this episode. You get a guitar, you get a guitar, and you get a guitar. And this is guitar number 2 or 3 at this point.
3.
This is number
3.
This is 3. This is 2 for Jared.
Wait, he came in.
He hit Siaki.
I got a lot of notes for this episode.
Yeah, it's a lot of notes. This one. Man. I think it's just his number 2. He hit Siaki, okay. And then
this is number 2, but there's at least 10 more guitars.
Yeah, maybe in my head I just imagine it all the time. It's always Jeff. Like I'm going to the bathroom, taking a whiz, and I had flashbacks of Jeff Jarrett hitting people with guitars all the time. All right. Anyways,
and then you just start peeing all over the place. This is why Mark's. And this is why Mark's wife is always yelling at him. It's like constantly. It's like, would you please pee in the toilet?
I think she yells at him more about like, how are you podcasting? How are you still on when you're? How are you still on the video when your podcast ended 2 hours ago?
That's a real question.
Why are you crawling into bed at 2:30 in the morning?
I was watching ECW with the guys.
Sheepishly, like you do that sheepish sneak in, Mark, like at 2:30 when she's asleep. You have to kind of like.
Nah, I usually kick the door and I'm like, I'm ready.
What's up, woman? Yeah. Come on.
I'm stoned as fuck. You ready to rock?
Like Jim Carrey, close off.
and then usually the dog growls at me and I have to roll her out of the way.
I'm gonna address one thing Armand's saying in the chat. Jeff Jarrett saved wrestling in 2002. He gets a pass. No Jeff Jarrett, no TNI. We never take that away though. I'm not. We always credit that. I'm telling you, I'm not a Jarrett. I have a Jeff Jarrett T-shirt from the TNA days. Okay, I always appreciated what he did. I never took it away.
Absolutely, just like Dixie.
It's like Dixie. I love Dixie Carter. Yeah, I'm never gonna say shit about these people because that's why we're here today. I'll never take that away.
Well, here's the thing. I hate Vince Russo on screen. I like Vince Russo as a wrestling mind. You know, like the two things are separate things. Jeff Jarrett on screen right now in the Asylum years can suck my whole ass. Jeff Jarrett founding this company, awesome, man, cool.
We're talking strictly what we're character on TV. It's nothing to do with the man as a person.
Just booking. It's the whole. If you go back several months, we start noticing the super Jarrett character, these constant run-ins. It's comical. That's why we talk like this. It's not because we hate Jeff Jarrett. It's just. Oh, it's Jeff Jarrett. Okay, next.
Keep in mind on the flip side, people are saying the same thing about Triple H, right? Because I did an interview with Chad of the 2-man power trip, and we talked about this very topic about how literally it was like it was like Triple H and Jarrett neck and neck on who's going to bury who more, who does more burials on their TV, and it's again, I always go back to an interview that that Road Dogg or Brian James and Kip did, right? So Billy Gunn, about their time in TNA when they were the Voodoo Kin Mafia. They did a shoot interview with I think RF Video, and they asked about what do you think about what's your opinion of Jeff Jarrett dominating the show? And Road Dogg's he's like, hey man, he's the only guy who could do this right now. He's the only guy he's the one guy he can trust that's not going to jump to another company. He's the one guy who is not going to fuck the company. So that's why he had to use himself as a stabilizing point in many ways. And I get that when he was title dominant. I totally get when he was dominating the title and all that stuff. I get it.
Yeah. Ain't gonna stop me from taking a piss out of his ass every week here.
No, that's fine. Yeah, because that aspect of it, him planting his stake that hey, I have to be the stabilizing part of this company because everybody else could leave at any time. That's one thing. Him putting himself interjecting into every segment. That's what we're having a problem with.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I don't. I listen.
And I know Armand knows who we are, and we know that stuff. But yeah. To be clear for anyone who's not, respect to Jeff Jarrett, Dixie Carter, and everyone who came before.
Absolutely.
Sure. Absolutely. Jeff Jarrett on my TV. Fuck off.
This much.
This much.
Jay, some of the early stuff. Jay, you and I were watching the early before Mark and Bill even started joining us for these. We were doing the early ones, shows 1 through 25.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a good part of the show. Jarrett was a fun part of the show. I didn't mind him a lot on screen there because it made sense.
He was super mega heel and trying to get the NWA championship. It was a very, very different Jeff Jarrett. This one is just, I am here to save the day again.
That's the part we have a trouble.
I mean,
with.
And to this day, his feud with Raven is arguably one of the greatest in the company's history. 100%. With 100%. the poorly booked ending for the reason you stated.
Yeah.
But props that Jeff Jarrett. I mean, I loved his AAA run in 2017, 2018. When Johnny and Taya were there, I enjoyed that a lot. He can do good work. I just don't. This is just he's a very competent worker, but man. The backstage segment, the Siaki thing, he's everywhere and he's overpowering and he's too much.
Less is more. Less is more, right?
Yeah. Like I said, if he did this like at the end of the show and once in the middle, it would have been fine.
Yeah, Les would have been more on
we
this.
We talk
one.
about Jeff Jarrett a lot. Fuck Jeff Jarrett. Can we move on? I hate you, Jeff Jarrett.
I'm going to let you take this next one, Mark. It's TNA with Mad Mikey. You love the Mad Mikey
stuff.
Yes,
I know. So all I could think while I was watching, it's short. It's just a couple of minutes with TNA asking Mad Mikey, like, why he's so mad and what pisses him off. And Mikey brings up a couple things. I don't remember. I didn't write them down what they were. But the one line that stood out to me was TNA is like, Mikey, why don't you go see a therapist? And Mikey's like, therapist? You think I haven't gone to see? He was on the couch on the second day. Man, we didn't get the video like silent film, Charlie Chaplin treatment. But by this point, I'm already bought in to Mad Mikey because of those vignettes. The smart thing here is they kept it really short because there's not a lot of legs in this gimmick per se, I don't think. We're never going to get to find out, right? Unfortunately, because we've discussed what happens that unfortunately he passes. Anyways, while I was watching this, that's what I was thinking is, shit, we've got to be halfway through his run and he still hasn't been in the ring. One match, right? He had one match with...
He had a match, and I think he had more matches, I'm assuming, on like Explosion during this time.
He did, yeah.
Okay, so that's where the matches are taking
place. Rest in peace, Explosion.
Rest in peace, Explosion. Can we get like 5 seconds of silence for Explosion?
18 years, yep.
18 years. I love how like the news of that went around like a week after we had Bravo on to like confirm it on our show. Like all of a sudden, like dirt sheets were like, we've learned that Explosion's been canceled. Like, motherfucker, we had that on our show a week before you guys had reported. Fuck the dirt sheets, man. We had that we had it from the goddamn guy who canceled the show on the show. So yeah, listen to TNI first for Impact News. But go ahead. But I digress.
Yeah, that's really it for the Mikey segment. All I'm thinking at this point is this has got to be 5 or 6 times we've seen Mad Mikey. So we're coming to the end.
The best part is he whips off Today's shoe, and Today's like, what the fuck are you doing?
He took Today's shoe off? I didn't catch that.
He took Today
when he was down on the ground?
Today's kicked back like this, and he's got his leg up. He's got his leg up on his other leg, so his shoe is pointing towards Mikey. And Mikey just starts losing his mind, grabs Today's shoe and just starts like beating the ground with it. And Today's like,
he's like, what's wrong with you?
What the hell? Who takes off a shoe?
And he tantrums out. I love how they go to black on a tantrum, like a baby.
Just doing that, like pounding, like very sitcom-y, like, oh my god.
So I will say this though.
Yeah.
From a storyline telling perspective, this is wedged in there. Where are they going with Mad Mikey at this point? I know we're never going to find it. I really like how they established this character. It was really smart.
It's I think he's just there to it's comedy relief. That's
just a low end card filler.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it's just funny shit. I don't think there's any. I mean, how could you have an end game for a character like this?
Yeah.
What is the end game? He just he throws fits.
He gets really mad. And,
you can the way he got over as Crash Holly was in a similar sense in that he was the little guy squeaking by with the win every time. Like, you can do the same thing. You just have him on every show where he's throwing a fit on every show. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's one of those things where there's no end game, but it's filler for the show, and it's a good part of the show. Yeah. So we go from that to Terry Taylor with 3 Live Crew in the back, and he's like, "You guys high or something?" I should let you take this one, Mark.
Terry I'm sorry. I'm reading the chat. There's like a whole lot of fighting going on in the chat.
There's a whole lot of fuckery going on in that right now.
What's going on in there? So after that,
Terry Taylor's like, "You guys high?" They're like, "Hell yeah, we high."
That's right. I didn't. This was. Konnan calls Simon and Swinger in this segment. He calls them bathhouse homies to start the segment. Is that what he said?
Bathhouse.
He's talking about how they're the bathhouse homies. I missed a lot of this segment. Sorry, because I was in and out. I only caught the end, so I know what happens at the end. I caught the beginning and the end of the segment.
Well, they come in right, like the Simon and Swinger come into this, and then they're jawing back and forth 3 Live Crew. But then J-Bone, somebody else comes into this segment here.
This part I saw.
So out of nowhere, who comes into this segment?
Yeah, the new tag champs come in and they start arguing with them, and then Gilberti's behind the tag champs, and all of a sudden the camera pans over and it's Jarrett takes out Gilberti with a guitar,
and that's it.
Yeah, that
was it.
That's the end of the segment.
Well, where did that fit in any of this?
I don't know. Did I miss anything in the middle? Because I saw them open, and I stepped out of the room, and I came back, and Jarrett was hitting Gilberti. I didn't rewind.
I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out what's the connection on this. Like, why is he going after the tag team's doing their own thing over here? Where is he coming to Glenn? I mean, Glenn's
because of Dusty. I guess
because of Dusty, maybe. I guess that's from a logic point. You're right. It's Dusty, but you don't need it though. I feel like that's
totally unnecessary. Well, and I had to think about why it's happening. That's bad writing.
I just didn't get that. It was too much. It was too much. I wanted 3 Live Crew to face off with Simon and Swinger here to set up the next feud. Clearly, Jared guitar shotting Disco here. I was like, what are we doing? That didn't make. I don't know. I get you're right. That's because of Dusty tie-in, but I don't think you needed it here.
It's so tenuous, though. Even like, I don't know, man. It's unnecessary. Like most of the Jared segments.
Weird one.
Yeah,
it's a weird one. We get the ad for Rowdy Piper here, and this is the verbiage on this ad is what I think every time I see J-Bone. That he's coming and he's pissed. is what the commercial said.
Yeah, that's all I wrote down. Piper's coming and he's pissed.
He's coming.
That's all I wrote down too. That's exactly
what's he pissed about. What's he angry?
He's Roddy Piper.
This is right. I tried looking up on Wikipedia and I was like, okay, because I know right around this point he was doing a feud with Hogan, and he also had Sean O'Hare, formerly of WCW.
Devil's advocate thing he was doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Great story. Never got off the ground.
They couldn't. There was some other controversial stuff I read about in the Wikipedia.
He killed himself too, didn't he? Sean O'Hare?
Sean did, but that was later.
Okay.
After his WWE run.
I heard that story was like one of the biggest missed opportunities in WWE history, where like it was so cool, and if it happened a few years later, it would have really gotten over. People didn't get it though. People were so primitive in 02, 03 around this time, but it was cool. But anyway, go on, Jay.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, he couldn't come to terms with WWE, so this is literally right after that.
Oh, okay. Nice. What happened, Jay? You just went silent on me. What happened?
But the chat is the chat's actually.
I keep going to it too.
Don't worry about that.
The chat's actually getting like really fucking ugly right now, and I'm about to ban some people.
Don't address it. Don't worry.
All right. So
anyways,
coming
comments.
out of the Piper promo, we go right into the Super X Cup. Oh no, they're not calling it Super X Cup.
No, what are they calling this?
Super X Tournament.
Super 8 X Tournament, right? I get that right? Super 8 X Tournament?
I think it's just Super X Tournament.
It's a Super X Cup tournament.
Super X Cup tournament? Okay, so we get...
I swear it's a Super 8 X Division tournament.
Well, so we've got 8 participants, right? So you want me... I wrote them down. I'll name them off.
Name them off.
With the brackets. So the brackets starting, we got an international bracket, which is Juventud Guerrera and Nasawa in one match. We've got Johnny Storm. Why does that not ring a bell to me? Do I know Johnny Storm by another name?
He appeared early... He appeared in TNA earlier.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
He was in another episode a few months ago.
Yeah.
And
was it with Altar Boy Luke in that match? Was that one?
Yeah. One of those. Okay. Yeah. Where they brought in a few random people here and there for a taping. And the last time they were in the UK, which is a couple years now before all this crap happened now. And I'm trying to remember, was it LAX? Santana and Ortiz, I believe, wrestled Johnny Storm and someone else from the UK. And it was an amazing tag match.
I believe you're right, Jay. That's on that. Kyle and I actually reviewed this show. It was the MediaCon show. It was Twitch.
Yes.
It was a Twitch special. It was a media. It was the MediaCon show for Impact. It was Impact versus the UK.
It was headlined by Sami Callihan versus Jimmy Havoc, I believe.
Yeah, that was the one. That's the.
I haven't seen that show. It's on the app.
It should be
under the Twitch
because they got all the Twitch shows on there. Is
it one of the ones that's like unwatchable because of the audio quality though?
No, this one was good.
No, because it's in an arena type setting. It's a big crowd. Yeah, it's not like in a little club where some of the
Josh's phone.
No, God.
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually it's a good show, Mark. Actually, it's a
I'll check it out.
Really cool show.
Okay, well, perfect tie into the modern. So we've got Johnny Storm then here making or not a debut, but a re-debut, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got something modern on the app. His debut he is wrestling against someone who is making their television debut, Teddy Hart, third generation superstar, Teddy Hart. Before we all knew Teddy Hart was Teddy Hart. So that's the international side of the bracket for the Super 8X Cup tournament. And then on the other side, we've got Jerry Lynn versus Chris Sabin, which we've seen before, but we know is going to be great. And we got Michael Shane versus Kazarian. So hot lineup for the tournament. So that's all going down next week, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting thing to note, though, this Teddy Hart appearance, I believe, is the one that led to the big brawl where him and CM Punk got into a fight at a Waffle House. A shoot fight, and Teddy Hart beat his ass at a Waffle House.
Oh, that fight! Yeah, that's an infamous one.
Very famous story. They have a lot of heat. Teddy Hart and CM Punk have a ton of heat.
Teddy Hart has heat with everybody there.
Right. But him and they got into a shoot fight at a Waffle House, and apparently he beat the fuck out of Punk at this Waffle House or something. So it was a brutal. Yeah, it was a brutal fucking deal. But that's the one. This is where it leads to that. It's around this time, I think it happens. So it might be after that show that he's going to be on. I don't know, but this is going to be fun. This term, and it's the crown and number one contender. Did I miss that part? I don't know what they said.
I don't know.
No, because the tag champs. Well, no, wait, no, the tag champ. Or excuse me, X Division champ.
Oh, he's in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually in it. He's because they said they gave the card. It's Hoovy versus Nasawa.
Oh yeah, they did give the brackets.
Johnny Storm versus
that's what I said.
Yeah, Teddy Hart, and then Lynn versus Sabin, and then Shane versus Kaz.
Yeah.
So
it's an international and then like a US side of brackets.
Right.
It's kind of like a tournament for the sake of a tournament.
I was about to say at this point, TNA is still so new. They're kind of like coming up with tournaments to fill TV and to get everyone on, I think, which is okay.
Yeah.
Some of them have been good, some not so good. Real quick, Paul in the chat. I know he's going to, he's about to jump off. He's asking when Cool Kyle is ever coming back. Kyle's still around. He's just not on air. He's busy working nights and doing other personal things. So hopefully,
it's his work schedule.
That's we would love to have Kyle back full time. We all miss Kyle. So anytime he's available, he does pop on. Maybe we'll see him on Saturday. We tend to catch him on pay-per-view sometimes now. So maybe we'll see Kyle on Saturday. Hopefully.
Wait, what happened here? I want to address something. Rex is unsubscribed. He's never going to watch again. What happened here? What happened? Did Rex unsubscribe to us? Why? I don't get what's going on. Rex, you're like one of our top listeners. What the hell?
You're number one Thursday guy. Yeah. Why is this episode so weird?
He got ugly in the chat, and he just got timed out.
Oh, sad to see, man. I don't know what's going on.
He got personal with RK, and it turned from a wrestling debate, and it got personal, and it got shitty. That's why I said it's getting really shitty.
Oh, I didn't see
crazy.
RK tried to diffuse it, and Rex just it got personal. It got really fucking ugly. So yeah, see ya.
That sucks. I
don't miss people like that.
That sucks. I don't know what happened there, Rex. I'm sorry to see you go, man. You're one of our most loyal listeners here. I don't know why. Maybe he'll come back. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm too busy anchoring the show. Don't worry about it.
It's today's society. It's just, that the littlest things blow people up, and then they just egg it on. It's so fucking sad. But whatever. See ya.
Whatever.
All right, so we got a main event.
Set it up, Mark.
This main event is a fucking doozy. I haven't been straight up shitting on this episode, but it hasn't been up to snuff for sure. This main event, however, is typical quality of main event we're getting right now, which is worth your $10 if you're the kind of chump who's paying in the early 2000s to watch weekly wrestling like a loser. But for those of us who were watching it free or watching it in retrospect, we're getting, is this the blow off to Raven, AJ? Like, is this all we're getting from these two guys for a while?
I think
because it's kind of a surprise match, right? Like, we got it booked this evening. Raven gets the match tonight. Rudy Charles is RF. Match starts off with a lot of facing off in the ring, standing the whole time. AJ keeps going after the leg, right? A lot of kicks. They're kind of feeling each other out. AJ kicks Raven 5 or 6 times. Eventually, Raven walks up and punches AJ in his fucking face and floors him. It's like classic Raven shit. So AJ rolls out, has to regroup. It's a really slow start. Again, they meet back up in the ring. They're squaring off. And Raven keeps teasing the even flow. It's not called the even flow.
Even flow DDT, yeah. Well,
yeah, okay. He keeps it's called the Raven effect. He keeps teasing the Raven effect, right? Getting into AJ's head, right? Early in the match, like he's going to put him away, which is making AJ different, right? So Raven eventually gets the upper hand.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's how you build it's how you build a finisher,
exactly. It's just a DDT.
Yeah.
It's just a DDT. He doesn't deliver it any differently than most people, but it's the greatest DDT
felt important
of my life because it felt so important when Raven hit it. So anyways, he's teasing this DDT because we know that's Raven's thing.
Right.
Eventually he does get the upper hand. Let's see. They start to brawl outside, right? Raven starts getting into trash cans. He starts pulling out some other things. Was there a stip on this match, or is Charles just letting everything go here?
I think he says something. They say something like Rudy's, because of the nature of the feud, Rudy's letting a lot go.
Okay, because I didn't hear a stip, but there were a lot of times I thought to myself in this match, why is there not being a DQ called here? During this bit where they get back in, or where they're outside, Raven at one point does 5 Russian leg sweeps in a row into the safety rail, working on AJ's back, setting him up, right? So we get him back in the ring. I'm doing too much play-by-play, aren't I? Lots of chair shots, tons of chair shots. Raven is over as fuck. This is the biggest. Over. This is the loudest, clearest pop of the night, and it's almost constant at one point, right?
I wrote in my notes, how did Raven not win this title?
I don't. This they fucked up with Jarrett, but we know why. They had a second opportunity here.
Kills me.
It's really frustrating that they didn't put it on him. So, okay, the chair spots are going on, and fucking Sinn comes out and interferes. Okay. So
wait, J-Bone, interference. All right, that's one of our first ones.
So, that interference comes after Raven hits a Styles Clash, which was really cool.
That was cool.
So then I forget what happens, but anyway,
New Church comes in.
Yeah, interferes a second time. Then there's a ref bump. Then Slash comes out, gets Fuji powdered because AJ hits him with a whirly bird, and then Franchise comes out and interferes, and then it gets broken, and then Franchise interferes again, and then
it keeps spinning the whole thing the whole time.
You're gonna break it by the end of the
review. And then Harris and D'Lo come out and force Rudy to restart the match. So Simon and Swinger come out to get on with D'Lo and Harris, and then Christopher fucking Daniels comes out, but then Jeff Jarrett comes out, and so does Eric Watts to make a new match the next fucking week, and it's a goddamn cage match, War Games rules, Clockwork Orange with weapons that you bring. Dusty fucking comes out. Watts makes himself the Reds. Dusty adds Sonny Bloody Sonny. Fucking rules of the fucking we're out, dude. That's it.
It's Jarrett in interference. What the? I couldn't even keep up with the
TNA. My dog's flipping her shit right now. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Mark, that was your greatest promo yet. Holy!
I got to be quiet there because everyone's so fun.
But I wrote down Jarrett, Superman, everything at this point.
Everything.
Watts comes in, right? Declares Bloody Wednesday. Bloody Wednesday,
and sets up War Games in a cage. Yeah.
Franchise of Fun rules, weapon, like rules weapons.
Well, it's kind of cool because he said it's War Games meets Clockwork Orange House of Fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool, right?
Plus WCW Sunday Bloody Sunday.
Right. So,
Bloody Sunday.
And if you're a U2 fan, this all plays and it wraps a nice up with a bow at the end of it. But Watt says he's a special referee, and Russo says, "Why wait for then?" And they go in for a brawl, and then
they get their shit beat out of them on the apron and don't even get into the ring.
They didn't get into the ring. I noticed that too. I'm like, they didn't even get into the ring. Everybody's kind of like
on the apron. I was like, why did he send them up there to get busted like chumps?
We'll probably get the aftermath of this like next week early.
Yeah.
And,
that was great, Mark. That was a great breakdown.
Thanks. I'm sweating. Paul wants me to get the gun. He's still here. We should totally give it for Paul.
Give him the gun. Should we give him? We don't normally do the gun on the machine gun on the show. On this show,
we got to find a machine gun that's throwback specific.
God. Keep an eye. Keep an eye.
You know what? We'll just put a bunch of Jeff Jarrett guitar.
Just
put a bunch of Jarrett guitar shot. Say it again. Someone say it for me.
It's midnight. It's late.
Jesus.
We'll give him the gun. Here we go.
I'm coming down from all the lollipops. Everybody.
This is for you, Mark. There we go.
That's like one of our best sound bites.
The glitchiness of the clip is what makes it. That's the best part.
Kenny's big fan.
Love it. But that's the show. AJ's still your champion. Raven, I want to spend just a minute on this. When Raven gets it 2 years later, it's great and all, but it's way too long. 2 years. He doesn't get it till Florida. He doesn't get it till Orlando.
Too late.
And I'm like the Asylum crowd invested their time in this. They deserve the Raven title win, not Orlando.
Is that when he like finally cleaned up or something?
Well, that was Jarrett's thing, right? They had a lot of real life heat because of the Ravens' personal stuff. But my thing was like,
as if Jarrett's some fucking saint,
right? Anybody's a fucking saint in wrestling. Come on,
right?
I don't know, man. I just feel like it was so too little, too late at this point.
And this is a company legacy that unfortunately we still have. Pulling the trigger too late. It's one of the few remaining bad habits from old TNA that the company still has. The Rascals, we never even got it. I know that they lucked into Moose being ready at the perfect time, but really he should have been belted years ago, right? Like, they do this a lot. And maybe that's just an easy thing to looking from the outside in to criticize, and maybe I'm just a dick, but it does seem like Raven, this is almost criminal that they didn't put the belt on Raven at some point during the Asylum.
This one would have been it for me. The AJ one, it would have made sense. This is fine
because AJ's great, but man, I mean, Raven's so hot right here.
Too over.
And to put a guy with, at this point, 15, 16 years experience and a former world champion, to put him over AJ isn't such a stretch of the imagination at all. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, Raven does not get it until Slammiversary 05, if that's any context. I mean, think about that. That's a long time away, man. You know what I mean? Like, shit. It's great.
That's legit 2 years away, yeah.
And you guys want to know who beats Raven for it, by the way?
Wait, who Raven beats or who beats Raven?
Who beats Raven for it? When he loses it in 05? It's Jarrett.
Yeah. Jarrett. I remember seeing that, actually. It's at...
and I believe
Genesis.
He beats Raven. It was at a he beats him at a house show. Oh no, it was on TV. He beats him at BCW, Demor's territory, Windsor.
Oh shit!
I remember seeing it was like house show fan cam footage of him.
Wasn't that when they went to? It was like they were off TV for a while.
That could have been it. That could have been the one.
They were off TV for a bit. It was between the FS. What was it? Fox. It was between Spot. Yeah, that's it. It was between Fox and Spike because as soon as TV started, boom, Jarrett was champ, and then they showed the footage, and that's when AMW turned heel because they helped Jarrett.
That could have been it. Exactly. But yeah, he wanted. They called it international incident. I remember it was in Windsor, 05. And it was like a house show title change. Very rare footage. They showed it on TV or a clip of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's one of those things you're like, what?
Didn't they have also like, didn't Raven and Jarrett have a 3-way for the title later on? No, it was a 4-way with AJ and somebody else. Matt Morgan, maybe?
Oh, I don't know.
And Rhino had it shortly after that.
Rhino gets it later. Rhino wins it at Bound for Glory that year, I believe.
Is him or AJ champ when they have Elevation X?
Elevation X?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think anybody's
no
champ
belt.
at that point.
Yeah, no champ. Okay.
Yeah, there was no belt on the line.
God, I hope they never do that match again.
God, that was scary. Huh?
That was like the scariest match ever.
Oh shit!
That was
never
gets mentioned. Free fall.
It never gets mentioned.
I hate that match. It's super scary. I love the hiding spot though that AJ did. That was cool. Where he hides inside of the structure.
Yeah. Now, just for context, everybody, the match is actually on. It is on Facebook and is on Daily Motion. That international incident match. It is on. Nice. I just looked it up. So if you want to see a very, very rare NWA title change, it's in BCW September 15th, 2005. And it's just so wacky that the title change happened here. There's got to be more of a reason for it. Why they did it on a house show, no build up, nothing to it. Made no sense.
Maybe Jarrett's back was itchy and he needed to put the belt back on or something.
Something, man. I don't know. It's a strange one, but I'm gonna watch that again at some point, and I'm curious. I'd love to know the backstory of that one. I'm sure Scott would know. The BCW, Scott would have the backstory on that. But that's it, right? We got off the air. That's the show, guys. That's episode number 60, NWA-TNA throwback show.
It's a crazy ending.
Crazy ending. It was a very.
There was a lot going on.
Crowd was great. Fantastic crowd.
Crowd was incredible. Maybe our best crowd.
They were just so into it, man.
I was gonna say the building was packed to the rafters on this one. There was like people. There was that balcony section we talk about once in a while. That's like way with the 3 or 4 rows way at the top. That was packed. So this was a jam-packed one. They're hot right now.
Yeah, we've got a crowd that's really comfortable in their environment and really enjoying the product now as regulars. Like you can tell that they're packing it every night, or, every week on a Wednesday. It's really like if you want to watch something just for a good crowd, this is definitely something to recommend. If you want to see what crowd can do for the environment and the aesthetic of a wrestling show, this is a good example.
This is one of them, man. This is one of them. It's they add to it. That Asylum, I swear, the Asylum crowd deserved the Raven title win, not Florida. Asylum deserved it. I think they got fucked. And honestly, this was a perfect match to change that title on. If you didn't do Jarrett, this was it.
Absolutely. It just makes sense for the reasons I already stated too. It's not a slight or it's not hurting AJ to take it off of him.
No,
Raven at all.
It
makes perfect sense.
I don't want to downplay AJ, but it's like it wouldn't hurt AJ to lose the belt in this point. He's getting very locked. He's so young and locked in at this point that like it's not going to hurt him any way.
Well, and I mean the old theory in wrestling is that you put the belt on the biggest draw. Clearly, Raven is the biggest draw at this point. Why are you not listening to tradition when it comes to your belt? Not because it's tradition, but because it makes monetary sense. I know you're nervous. I know you're scared. Whatever. You can make more money with Raven right now.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So it is what it is.
Yeah, unfortunately, man. But that's the show, guys. That's it. Good stuff. Always fun to watch this. I mean, we anticipate. I look forward to these. These are not Asylum shows are not our most popular ones that we do here. People love the Tuesday, the current product, obviously, but this is a real special place in our hearts. And I love that Jade's experiencing it for the first time. That's my thrill is that for a lot of it.
We don't do these because we're Impact only and we have to. We're doing these because we want to. We're having fun with these. And I wouldn't do like we were like, I don't remember what number into these, and Trent kept asking me once in a while, like, hey, are you still having fun doing these? And I'm like, hell yeah. Because it's even when the wrestling isn't perfect, there's other goofy shit going on that we can laugh about during these things. Like the Jarrett thing is the perfect example of it. It's like, you know, and there's other little things that we were critical about during it, but like the main event was amazing and we laugh about other stuff. So that made up for it. So
yeah. It's just a little time capsule too. And right now Escape is like life right now is work and then go home. So this is like, for me, such a nice little time capsule escape. You know, I look forward to this show a lot. And this show, we can just kind of, it's more laid back and we're growing. Like I see a lot of people watching along the chat tonight. Y'all didn't behave yourselves. What's up, Critical Sting? You missed a doozy.
Man, we needed him for some trivia tonight.
You missed a fucking doozy. But go through the chat logs if that's possible. I don't even know. But I'm not sure what happened. Crazy shit. People left, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll see them again. Y'all should hash it out because we're all Impact and TNA fans. We're a small group and a family, you know.
Exactly. That's what, like Mark said. Guys, we're all having, especially Throwback. This is a very cold crowd here. Like we all love the old stuff.
I hate to see this anywhere, but I really hate to see it on the Throwback. The Throwback is kind of our little escape, and I'm not trying to lecture anybody. I'm just saying we should all be on the same page enough that we can at least hang out in the chat together and not demean each other. And I don't know what was said, but you know, we can all do better. Like,
there's no reason for it to get as personal as it did, and it got ugly. So that doesn't belong here.
I don't want anybody to fight in this. RK and Reg, those are both loyal listeners to the show. I hate to see that going on, but it's between you two. I don't want to see anybody go though. We're all having a good time. RK is near every Tuesday as well, so.
Yeah, one of you guys should go in the YouTube chat if you can't hash it out. One of you can go to the Twitch chat, and then you can both.
That's perfect. Perfect solution. That's a parent talking. That's exactly. You go to this room, you go to that room, and you guys will talk to each other.
There you go.
And I'll be in here watching wrestling. That's exactly
I love
how it goes down in my house.
I love it. But that's the show, guys. That's NWA-TNA number 60, number 61 next week. We may get. I'm going to try to get D'Lo. Russo was a little tough to get. He's just he's so busy, guys. He'll eventually come back. It's just a matter of time with Vince.
He actually does more shows than me. I checked. Yeah.
He does a lot of shows.
He's doing more than Dave.
But Willie encouraged us to get D'Lo on. Get D'Lo on the Throwback. Willie's like, just set it up. D'Lo will do it. And so
reach back out to Willie and see if Willie wants to come sit in and do.
I would love it. I'd love to have Willie as a panelist on.
That would be cool. That would almost be more fun because we get him for the whole couple hours and just talk shit about old wrestling. You know?
I love it.
Yeah,
that'd be nuts.
So guys, just let's get our plugs. So number 61 next week. So get your Impact Plus, fire it up. I'd say your best bet is to get it. What is today? The 5th. If you don't have Impact Plus, get it now. You get 30 free days. You can watch Sacrifice next Saturday for free.
Nice.
So if not, it's only $8. Don't be cheap. It's $8. You spent $9 at Starbucks this morning. I know you did. So go spend your $8 and get your goddamn Impact Plus for a month. But go and do that, guys. Watch that with us next week. Like I said, we have Sacrifice going on next week as well. So, and number 61 Throwback. But let me break down the show schedule every week, guys. Every Tuesday, the post show. We are the post show. There's nobody else doing it. We're doing the best. We are the best Impact Wrestling podcast in the world. We've been told that. Impact's telling us that. So we are going to be continuing with that. We missed Willie Mack if you missed it last week. This week coming up, Jake something will be our guest on Tuesday night for the post show. Jake will be our guest coming up. And then, like I said, Thursday nights are Throwback. And then every Friday, including tomorrow, every Friday, TNI UK, Joe, Bison, and Steve get together, they do the whole week at once. They kind of take in everything that happened on Impact, feed over to AEW, you know, what happened, if any bleed over happened there, and then news and rumors for the week, put it all into one bow, put it out on Friday. That's already scheduled. It is set to hit at noon Central Time tomorrow. So go ahead and check that out, guys. And that's the show. No Sundays. Remember, Sundays are off. Explosion has been canceled thanks to Johnny Bravo. Son of a bitch. Canceled Explosion. Took away our show. Canceled the Impact Plus Weekly as well. So that's the show schedule. Let's get our plugs in here. Mark, where can people follow you?
I'm first because I'm easy. That's Mark World Order. MARKQ World Order on Twitter or in the Treehouse. You can find me nowhere else.
The Treehouse known as Discord. He's in there. But you confuse me, Mark. I'm like, sometimes I'll like look to tag you because I have you in my phone as MARQ. But then your Twitter is MARKQ, and I'm like, what? I'm like, am I spelling it wrong?
I should switch them. It would make more sense, but it's wrestling Mark, right? Like I'm an Impact Mark.
So it's a little bit of both right there. Nice. J-Bone, list off. You're the only guy second to Russo who does more podcasts a week. List them all off.
Mark's easy like Sunday morning.
Yep.
So yeah, you can find me over in that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast. We're smashing all things wrestling. Whenever this podcast isn't going, I'm going. So excuse me. You can find Smash This Podcast on YouTube and on Twitch visually, and all the you can catch it on all the find Smash on all the socials, the Twitter box, the Facebotch, and the Instaneck.
The neck.
And the audio for your bone on the go, anchor.fm/Smash This Podcast. And it's going out all over the place. It just found another one. Oh, it just hit Podbean. Podbean's another one that's on. So it's going to Spotify, Podbean, Apple, Google, Spotify. It's all over the place. And a bunch of others that I'm finding new all the time. Verbal.
J-Bo, you end your sentence on the most random words. I don't know if you're going to continue the sentence. There needs to be a comma. There needs to be something. It's like it's on everything verbal. It's like what's following that, J-Bone? Period. This either end the sentence or say something else to fill the time.
Shred's pissed.
I'm like this fucking chat. No, I was kidding. No, J-Bone, he's sneaky. He'll throw me off because it's like he ends the sentence with a comma, right? And the verbal comma. And I'm like, what else? What's next?
Always end it with a dot.
You gotta leave them wanting something on the cliff.
I guess so. Follow Jay on Smash This Podcast, everybody. Get this show at We Talk Impact. I should do my individual first. Transberry on Twitter, Heavy Music on Twitter as well, and Instagram. This show at We Talk Impact, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Type in Total Nonstop Impact. We come right up. All audio platforms, guys. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Tuner Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. You name it, we're on it. Rate, review, subscribe. If you have those, seriously, take a second, just rate it. Our ratings are great, but keep rating them. The more ratings, the better it is. Get us on there, guys. Twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. YouTube.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Discord link is in the chat. And then Pro Wrestling Tees, the 20% sale is on through Sunday. Correct, J-Bone?
Monday.
The
8th.
20% off. We have a new shirt up there. The new TNI shirt is up there. The current logo designed by Josh Paxton is on Pro Wrestling Tees. So go ahead and get that. And then revealing in about 2-ish weeks is going to be 2 to 3 weeks is going to be our new design designed by Juan of the Dead, who is now designing for shopimpact.com. So
wait,
Juan,
did they hire him?
Oh, they gave him 3 shirts. He's got 3 shirts.
Nice.
So, and then as Zach pointed out, the code is madness for Pro Wrestling Tees. But Juan has 3 shirts on Shop Impact.
Nice.
So he's doing one of ours now. So I'm honored. Juan is an amazing designer. Go support his work, guys.
I can't wait to see what he comes up with.
I know.
Excellent artist.
Follow him, guys. Of the Dead 209 over on Twitter. He's got great. His Sammy Callahan shirt's really cool. It just came out. But that's it. I think that's everything, right?
Is that the ICU?
ICU with the television head. Yeah. That's his. That's Juan.
Yeah, he's
so sick, dude. Yeah. So guys, check that out. So that's coming up, and then Discord again. The link is in the chat. Go ahead and follow Discord. The party continues, especially more so through the weekend because there's no Impact Plus Weekly anymore. So go ahead and check out. Discord. Hang out with everybody in there. We'll come up with something if there's anything new to come up with for weekend shows. Right now, we don't have anything. People are saying do BTI, but BTI is a lead into Impact. It's a 3rd hour of Impact. At this point, there's no sense in dedicating a new show to BTI.
Yeah, we just cover what they cover quickly at the start of the review as far as the match and any other behind the scenes stuff leading into the episode because it's all canon now. So
and if you want more on BTI, check out the guys on Impacted on Friday tomorrow at noon too. Stuff on BTI.
Perfect. Bison, Joe, and Steve, they talk about BTI in more detail as well. So that's kind of between us and them, you're getting BTI wrapped up in a bow through the week. So I think that's it. But people are really dying for another weekend show. They keep telling us,
bring me fresh meat.
We'll see. But anyway,
I do 10 shows a week over on Smash This Podcast. Come over to Smash and
Jay, are you live? You're not live on the weekends though with Smash, are you?
It depends on what's going on. Like if there's a pay-per-view, like for example, like the next 2 weekends are going to be crazy because Sacrifice is coming up. This weekend Sunday, I'm covering Revolution. doing predictions tomorrow with Mark tomorrow afternoon.
2.
Yeah, 3 Eastern. And it's Sunday covering Revolution. Next Saturday, I'm covering Sacrifice, the co-thing like we do with the Smash and TNI. And yeah, so it's actually I have 2 weekends in a row where I got stuff going on. So
all right, so there you go. You want a weekend show? You got Jay. Jay's on the weekend, and then next week we had Sacrifice and everything. So there's activity on the weekend, guys. No problem. But I think that's gonna do it for us. Anything else, guys? We're good.
That's it.
All right, don't forget. Jake,
tomorrow,
something.
I'll see you tomorrow. I was just going to say, I'll see you tomorrow on Smash's podcast for
If you're an AEW fan, we're doing predictions and preview predictions for Revolution tomorrow. Can't wait for that.
Go hang out with them tomorrow, guys, and then we'll be back Tuesday with the post show. Impact and Access TV. Jake Something will be the guest. Join us then, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you Tuesday. Good night.